to a knuckle breaker game. Benchmark versus Bot123. This is going to be a great one. We have so many great players here. Daxton, Zlatan, Azuma, Felsa, and of course, Aslan, #1 player in the world on FACEIT currently. I am Kaisen, joined here today is Pencil. Welcome.
Well, thank you again for that wonderful, lovely intro there, Kai. You're really good at doing intros. I appreciate that. Makes me feel good. But kicking it off, the action here on Marketplace, the leader gets a knife. Meanwhile, Saint Doom gets a nice shot on Strafe. So I like what I'm seeing. A lot of mid cover. Obviously, Saint gets the info. Somebody pushing in. Ooh, but with that trench kind of being so deadly on a map like Liberation there, definitely the leader is the man with the plan, as Latin also has a trench gun, so this is going to be rather interesting. The bomb is already planted, so much all about Aslan and Icons down here, Kai. It's a 2-4 here. It's going to be interesting.
It's definitely going to be difficult for them since it is going to be retaken. Yeah, 2 players on the flank already. Zlatan in good position with a shotgun. Aslan, of course, has a shotgun for himself, but so does the leader. Long-range shotgun, Jules. That's, of course, the best way to use it. Aslan, also known as Flashy, can't stand frag, but now it's all up to him. The #1 player in the EU currently has everything on his shoulders. He only has a shotgun to do it, but it's enough. How has he got Azuma? I do not know.
What the?
Of course, he can't win the round. All he can do is try and keep that shotgun, which he won't do as Daxton gets in. And a little bit of disrespect. You gotta love that. I love that when players do that.
But I mean, you clearly saw the setup as they already had the bomb planted there. So I mean, there's only so much that you can do with a trench gun from the angle that Aslan was there, right? So obviously, you know, they played it really well, trying to avoid the shotgun up until the last point, trying to take the shotgun away, and they did, obviously. And now the bomb has to be picked. There you go, buddy. Good job. So right now, taking a look at Daxton here for a second. Carbine and a trench gun. So that's not only do you have a long range weapon, but obviously, you know, you can defend yourself from up close and personal.
Carbine and shotgun are long range, as displayed there by Icons and Azuma. But that nade from Strafe, taking down his former teammate. Of course, Max Strafe used to play with Bot123, formerly known as Lux at the Major. People are wondering. But now it is a 4 versus 3, and B-side control is pretty much locked down for Benchmark. Max with the shotgun.
Look at the leader.
Shotgun is so strong. It's too strong.
My goodness, it's a shotgun fest right here. Saint Dude pulls a double kill there, and the leader actually had no choice but to just rush between the smoke there, or he could have saved at least. Benki would be the last player remaining. Daxton and Prophet just playing mind games at this point. 7 seconds on the clock. Obviously, BenQ has no more opportunities to defuse, so he's just going to stick there, look pretty. Misses shot on the trench, and Daxton gets the better of BenQ. So again, a map like Liberation, obviously, I mean, trench gun is coming in a big interplay. I mean, clearly you can see how Saint Doom pretty much control the entire area with that trench gun. Managed to pull a double kill there. So I mean, we often see ourselves talking about trench gun constantly, but I'm really curious to see if it gets nerfed. I'm really interested seeing how all the teams are going to be playing. If it gets nerfed.
The rumors are that it's going to be nerfed next week. Now, of course, they're only rumors, and I don't really talk about rumors, but have you managed to read that article which came out this morning?
I did read it, by the way. Good interview, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I did read it.
A lot of it was cut out. I'm just going to say it now. But it's still a good interview. But now it's 4 versus 5 in favor of Benchmark. And Saint, he needs to be careful. How is Zlatan able to get that kill? I do not know. BenQ needs to wake up a little bit. Help his teammate. But now he's on a double kill. He's made up for it, I presume. But now it's a 3 versus 3. How many times am I going to say it now? I'm going to stop now. I'm not going to say it anymore in this game. Said it too much.
Ooh, gets a. Actually gets a. It's quite a hit marker there. Icons on the Barnhouse, and he manages to pull the leader. So Prophet would be the last player. So I mean, again, it's so huge coming into play. That trench gun able to control the pretty much the entire area on that point there on Barnhouse, managed to get the kill, avoid the bomb being planted, and they will still remain with the trench gun. So I mean, there's
Definitely
only so
worked
much
out.
that you can do. Oh yeah.
But now it is 2-1, still in favor for Benchmark as we're going into the 4th round. And looking at the weapon, we still have some of the entry weapons, you know, only really the only person which doesn't is going to be Aslan. He's got that car in hand, the power weapon, which he does open things up with taking out Slatan. Icon's also taking out Daxon, giving his team the advantage that they need, but the shotgun close range, we've seen it so many times in this position. Not much.
But a great
counter.
start. But definitely a great start for the squad there. Aslan gets the kill, then followed by the grenade. So definitely a strong start on the defensive side for Aslan and crew. Meanwhile, Strafe Max is the last player remaining here. So with a carbine here, not a lot that you can do. Obviously, you have a Thompson. I believe you have no utility. So, and I mean, I might be me, but I'm not seeing a lot of utilities being used for the offense side. I mean, barely any smokes. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. I'm going to be straight honest with you. I'm just watching Aslan constantly, but I don't know if I'm seeing enough utilities being used by the offense on the offensive side.
No, I would agree with you there. There's not really much utility being used, and I think that's kind of expected with this team since it is a relatively new team. Of course, some of these players used to play for HP, even Max Strafe. He used to play for Bot123, but he's playing for Benchmark today. So with a new team, you're going to expect less utility since you're going to use their raw firepower as it is for their advantage.
Not only that, but I mean, when you want to go for a bomb like B, you definitely you have to use the smokes. Got to cover window. You got to cover so many angles. You just can't run like you're Superman, straight dodging bullets, because definitely that's not going to help you out. Daxon actually manages to take fail from the Barnhouse. Sane doing a good job, you know, being careful, watching the mid. So obviously no mid action will happen. Aslan has somewhat of a tight spot there. Gets shot, barely one shot there. So he's going to be retreating. Bomb will be planted. So definitely this might be going for a retake, Kai. Unless, oh my lord, Sane with that beautiful grenade from mid. Meanwhile, Slide and Prophet with a nice double kill. Talk about grenade placement there, Kai. Beautiful nade by Sane.
Yeah, definitely. Now it's just left the Icons in a 1 versus 2. This will always be a tough situation. And it does seem like they want to go towards A side, and Icon's gonna hear that reload. But Izuma still gonna win that duel, and he's gonna show some disrespect towards Icons. 3-2. The round still in favor for Benchmark, and that just shows the raw firepower that this team has. Both teams have it, but at the moment.
Well, clearly, I mean, and right now, that's what I like. That's what I want to see from bench. I mean, right now you got your utilities, now you got your smokes and your grenades. Meanwhile, on the Bot123 side here, only about 3 smokes, 1 grenade. But Fail seems to be the player right now, getting that entry frag. Somewhat of a risky push there with the Car 98 straight on the bomb side. Aslan gets a nice shot on Strafe. So again, really interesting, you know, really nice line of defense, if you will. And when you want to push B, you know, that window side, so that window where Icon is right now, window is so important. You have to smoke that out, or at least you have to eliminate. You got to do everything in your power to eliminate that player controlling the window side. Prophet trying to stop the 1 push here. Banky also trading back. So Daxton is the last player alive here. Benki with a car 98. Yeah, I want to take a look at Daxton for a second here. In spawn pretty much at this point. He does know somebody's on A house. Some people call it A house. Some people call it green, top green, bottom green. But you know what I'm trying to say, folks. You know what I'm trying to say. Meanwhile, Daxton actually has a trench gun, also a Thompson here. Barely 1 smoke. So at this point, he has to play his cards really carefully. Slowly approaching towards mid. He does hear somebody on top house. So pulling out the trench gun, misses a shot, misses another shot. So that's going to be a very tough situation for him. He gets outgunned by BenQ himself with a trench gun. You don't miss those shots. You just don't. But Daxon unfortunately gets taken down by BenQ. What a play by BenQ, though.
Yeah, BenQ, not really a player that I'm too familiar with. The new addition may be fitting in where Max Strafe would be. Of course, Max Strafe playing for Benchmark, like I've said 1,000 times already, but this, see if they can answer back. As we do have plenty of smoke towards stairs, because Bells are just pushing down into dark, but now Benchmark are pushing in pretty quick. Smoke's being retaliated. Icons with a nice headshot onto Zlatan. Bells is in a tough position with Scum. Not type of weapon which I would advise having in this area.
Sure. Welcome back, by the way. Saint again. Saint has been so good with those grenades. Max gets taken up with a nicely grenade. Meanwhile, Prophet and Daxton as the last two players remaining here. Prophet trying to make an approach towards B though. So not making any sound whatsoever. He does get hit though. Somebody did see Prophet apparently. Saint trying to get a frag there, but Daxton gets the better of him. So Daxton barely making anything to work there. I mean, there's only so much that you can do with a trench gun whenever you're, it's pretty much you versus 3-4 players remaining. So obviously, there's only so much that you can do with the trench gun, especially when you're on the offensive side, because you have to plant the bomb. But all in all, it's surprising that it's still close.
Yeah, but you kind of have to look at Benchmark. They've been playing this so well so far. The firepower has just been so superior, but now it's going to be a tough time for them. Because you look at Bot123, they have plenty of utility to rely on. If they save some of those nades and keep those players alive, they can then use it for retake situations, which they are playing a retake B at the moment. The question is, how will they fare when the retake situation actually happens?
What I do enjoy is, to your point, Kai, clearly, obviously you don't see enough utilities from bench. Meanwhile, they are able to, keep up somehow, somewhere. They're able to keep up as Icons just took a nice double kill there, Max and Daxton. But, you can see Sane throwing those beautiful grenades, constantly hitting those grenades. But again, somehow, someway, they're still pulling through.
Yeah, they are still pulling through, but this one looking a little bit hairy as Delita and Azuma's having a little bit of trouble to get back on site, especially since there's two players towards window. Another smoke's going to be deployed to try and smoke them out, but it's not too great. But Saints the one to get that frag, just leaving Azuma shotgun and sniper. Good combo, but will it be enough? He does take down one player, but 3 more to go and 25 seconds left on the clock. It's not going to look too good for him. Especially since now they hunkered down in dark.
And I mean, at this point, you got 13 seconds, not a lot. I mean, just save the guns. And unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. But I mean, when you have a gun, like if you have me personally, you have a scope, you have a trench gun. It's going down the clock. Try to do your best to save the guns. At this point, you have to try to save everything as much as you can, especially a scope, which is obviously not the most cheapest gun to get. So you got to be careful also with your economy as well. But it looks like they're going to be going for a 4-man Thompson push here. Safe to say at least they have enough smokes to work with. Meanwhile, you see Bot with also utilities and grenades.
Does seem like they wanted to go towards A, and there are a lot of players towards A site already rotate from Bot123. A lot of STG power, but Zlatan, he's able to get one back, making it 4 versus 4. That bomb being dropped where it is, it's going to prove difficult for Benchmark to get it back and get it safely.
I mean, right now, they do seem to be pretty well set up here. Daxon running around 7 turns. And I believe it's the leader with the bomb. So it's going to be throwing a smoke there, trying to create a distraction of some sort. The leader trying his best, approaching towards him. And meanwhile, nobody's watching the street, though. Ben behind the smoke. So obviously, At this point, he had to call it out. Had to be a bluff. Aslan watching the back. Actually, that's a very good play by Aslan. Watching the back. Icons manages to get the frag on the leader, so that means the bomb is dropped. BenQ with the patience, obviously taking down Profit. Very good play by BenQ, actually keeping his composure, if anything, just holding A as much as they can, and it paid off clearly. So again, Kai, just 15 seconds, and it does seem that the past few rounds have been nothing but nail biters up until the end. They aren't able to plant the bomb.
Oh, BenQ. Slowing down the bomb enough, but I don't think it was just enough, as the bomb will go down. Zlatan covering and taking down BenQ, making it 2 versus 2. 3 kills already for Zlatan. He wants to go for that ace. Accent on site alone. The push coming in. Nice shot from Flashy. He's able to take down the Accent, just leaving Zlatan. He has to ace it to clutch it. He knows Aslan's not on the bomb, but Aslan's right behind him, and he will get that frag, and that's going to be 6th round. Nice try from Zlatan, trying to do all the works by himself, but at some point you do need your help from your teammate, but they just weren't there. 6-3 in favor to Bot123. They go into the 10th round, getting close to the second half.
This is that was comical, if anything. Aslan just aimed at him for a few seconds and then decided to pull the trigger, and 6-3 now. So again, slowly, you know, Bot123 slowly going with the lead here on 3 rounds for Bench to actually do something, make a comeback and tie it up. But with that much confidence, you can see how Aslan is just pushing in. Again, he does love to play that arch area. Meanwhile, Icons with a grenade on Zlatan. And those grenades from Bod have been on point, Kai. Let me tell you, those grenades have been really on point for the squad.
Yeah, but Bowser falls again. He's playing it, in my opinion, he's playing a little bit too close with that scope. And so he'll go down and retake the situation. So far, Bot123's had good retakes, and that's a good nade, denying the plant again. He's talking about the nades on Bot123. It's still so deadly. Finally, the bomb will go down. Deleter pushed up, only taking down Icons as BenQ takes down one play again. Now it's a 2 versus 3. Both players smoked out away from the bomb. The thing is, Bot123 does not know that.
And you talk about, you know, perfect use of utilities right there. Again, the grenades from Bod have been nothing but good. I mean, stopping bomb plants constantly. That's not the first time they stopped a bomb plant with a grenade, as Max will be the last player remaining. Can he go get for the defuse? He does get a kill on Sane, misses, but doesn't miss, excuse me, gets a few hit markers, but unfortunately won't be enough. BenQ gets the frag, and now we're going to be seeing a 7-3 lead here. Max trying to do the best he could, but talking about those utilities for a second, Kai. I mean, great use of grenades. You got to give that to Bot. Great use of grenades. You know, not throwing any random grenades, just waiting for the right moment to throw those grenades and stopping the bomb plant. Very good job.
Does seem like we want to have a pause coming in. Probably need to talk about the tactics on the side of Benchmark, because at the moment, whatever they're doing, it just hasn't been good enough. And it comes to another question. The utility on Bot123 has just been so good, like we've already said. The nades denying the bomb plant and so effective. With that saying, Benchmark can avoid all that. They can do a fake, see if the nade's coming, especially since they now know that nades will be coming post-plant. As well as the fact to use their utility a little bit more reserved, because they have been using their utility, which they have had at the start of the rounds. If you use too much utility at the start, what are you going to do mid-round when you have to delay even further? Or end round when you have to try and stop 2 players pushing into the site when it's a 1 versus 2. That's what Bot123 has been doing so effectively. They've been saving the utility for the end round. You've seen at the end there, they used 2 smokes, blocked out the 2 remaining players. That's allowed them to get that site control and to find where the 2 players were.
That's correct. I mean, clearly it pumps the brake for Benchmark here, and but right now I believe we are good to go there. And you know, so far the majority of the time, all we've been seeing is a lot of B action, though. Barely any A plants here and there. Daxon will be leading the charge now. Zlatan with the entry frag, very good job eliminating Aslan at this point. It's been nothing but complete utter nuisance from that Arch side, with these long range gunfights. Now, Daxon slowly approaching in, and that's what you want to do. You want to smoke the window side. Daxon, again, great opening there. Max also right behind him. Throwing a fake there to avoid getting hit by the grenades. Try to get the info going. Meanwhile, Daxon is trying to do pretty much everything at this point, waiting patiently just to try and plant the bomb. But Saint and BenQ are the last two players here. So Saint will be going towards mid. He knows it's there, but Prophet waiting patiently behind the bomb side. So very nice positioning by Prophet. Very patient, very nice positioning. 100%.
Yeah, great from Azuma there. He's done fantastic. Don't know why he calls himself Prophet in this game. He has a bit of a god complex, if you ask me, with some of the name choices. Just his name choices. If you meet him in person, he's a great guy. But I did like what they did, the benchmark with the use of utility. They did save some utility towards the end, which I did say, and they used utility very effectively, including when they finally did get the side control. You saw Daxon throw a nade in the corner, which actually pushed someone out of a corner because he knew he couldn't stay there because there was a nade at his feet. And they was able to get that frag and get B-side control.
And keep in mind, I believe this is going to be the last round before we see the sides switch here, Kai. So even though right now down 3 rounds, I mean, this could potentially be a very good play by Bench if they play their cards right on the defensive side. So again, you can't count, you definitely cannot count them out. At the moment, slowly, it looks like a B push yet again. Slotin, though, freelancing there in the middle.
All fails with that. He got so much info with that play. He got the 2 kills. He got the tag with the nade. So now he knows there's a guy which was at graveyard. But he also spotted the guy which was market/tables. So the fact that he got that information, that's going to help his teammate out so much. Yeah, you can see that they're clearing graveyard now. But unfortunately for them, the 2 players already rotated towards A1.
All right, I believe that was a friendly fire shot by Prophet, if you believe. But Aslan gets a better of the opportunity with a nice double kill there. So the rounds are going to be switched now. So I think that was a mistake. Correct me, Kai, but I believe that was a friendly fire situation. And then just Aslan just waiting patiently on the entrance there towards A. I know he got shot from behind. I believe that was his teammate, though. I'm pretty sure he didn't see his name. But either way, effectively by Aslan, obviously.
I didn't see it, but obviously them making shots gave noise. But I think Aslan did spot them. I wasn't too sure about that either. It's a little bit hard sometimes when you're looking at it quickly. I was still a bit focused still on the graveyard plays and what I was talking about. But this round, it's going to switch halves, and you can see a heavy defense 3 players towards B, and they are making the right call as there is a push towards B and information known towards guy yellow, and a push from Zlatan. He's only good for 1, but Daxon with the quick trade onto Velza, so they're going to keep their advantage in this round for the time being.
And right now, I mean, credits to Daxon controlling perfectly the window to avoid the bomb plant. So now Bot has a bit of a tough situation there with obviously no smokes anymore. So definitely it's going to be rather interesting seeing the type of push they're going to be doing. Aslan actually has the bomb, but also watching the back, and I believe this could be a rotate. I think this is the first rotate we've ever seen on this map at the moment.
And you can see Azuma, he is waiting for him as they are going to push. He's just going to stay in that spot to get some information. Now he's moving as it feels like there is a push coming on. He's going to hear the footsteps very soon, if not now. Rotations from his teammates. Max, so he's going to get the first frag, taking down BenQ. The leader chimes in. At the moment, Azuma doesn't even have to do anything as it's all up to Aslan. 1 versus 4. He has to ace it to clutch it. The amount of times we've seen this today already. Question is, will he be able to?
But he's forced to, the moment you can see how he's forced to rotate, but he has to get that HP back. Obviously, there's somebody in the middle. 4 seconds remaining, so obviously there's not enough time to go around. He does have a trench gun. He can get a frag here, try to get a few frags. He does, actually. He gets another one, so that's a very... that definitely went his way, as he, I believe that was a 4K.
Yeah, it was at the end of that. And you could see what they was trying to do on benchmark. They was trying to waste as much time to try and kill him at the end, so you lose his weapons, but you also lose the tokens if you don't get the plant down at the end when you're allies. So it's good understanding from benchmark to try and go for the play, which they did. It's a little bit too unfortunate they was not able to best Aslan. And after all, he is rated #1 player in EU because it's to be expected.
Clearly right now, Aslan, actually that's a very huge kill. Getting rid of Aslan in the beginning, very important kill, I might add. So that's a very huge. So at the moment, it's obviously they have a lot to work with here. He gets the info on Arches. Those Saints, however, trades with Zlatan. So right now you got a 4v4 on it. So Saint's gonna be probably throwing that smoke, trying to get that window covered. Icons also will be going for that smoke as well. So you can see how, oh, somebody gets hit by the grenade. I believe that was Daxon barely making it, if anything. So you can see spraying through the through those wooden windows there. So the bomb is already planted right now. Icon's barely alive at this point, trying to go for that region there. The leader is spraying around the smoke. So this seems to be a little bit of a tension there. And Icons gets the best out of the leader, but Daxon trading back. So again, very huge kills here happening right now at the moment. So it is only, it's 3v3, so 25 seconds remaining. Can they go for that defuse? You can see how they're slowly starting to go for it. Oh, but BenQ can't get the frag there, can't get the hit marker though. So it's only Sane and BenQ, the last two players remaining, and they looks like they were going to go for it, and they did. 8-6 now. Very good job by Bench, working nicely together, countering that that bomb plant. So again, somewhat of a close game here so far.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a close game. Now we're going to start seeing some of the buys. Of course, both teams got point token for the plant as well as the defuse. You're going to see some more Thompsons. The shotgun still coming out on Icons as well as Saint. On the other side, only Azuma has a shotgun as well as Max actually in his back pocket. Only just noticed that Daxon with the STG. Does seem like it's going to be another replay. That's the story of Liberation, of course. B is the only site which you go to unless you want to rotate towards A, which some teams don't have the heart for it.
But I like what Max is doing, actually. Max being really patient, watching, holding the market, just in case, even if they rotate, he will be able to hear that that footstep sound. So Max being really patient there. Also, I believe that is, I can't see right now. The leader actually on Barnhouse, Latin on the... So slowly going back towards Arches, trying to start a retake here, if it ever happens, of course. But the leader gets the best out of Aslan. Very good frag. Max will be throwing a grenade. Hopefully it hits somebody. He does hit Saints, and BenQ takes down the leader. So the leader already doing the damage already, as BenQ and Icons will be the last players remaining. So very good job by Bench on this round, if anything. But Daxon gets the better of them. And just like that, very good hold by Bench on this round. Just one more round away, Kai. This is like I said, This defensive rounds are coming into big play.
Yeah, Bench played that so smart. They hold the positions that they was holding to. You see Daxton only peaked when he needed to, helping out Delita. Delita had a massive round in dark, getting that first frag, and then following it up with the nade kill after tagging the player on the floor. It's beautiful when you have players who has the smarts for that. Of course, you don't see many players do that. But now going into the 16th round phase, Belzer almost dying to a nade. He will keep his life, still making it versus 5. But not for long.
Certainly, but Daxon, so far, Daxon, however, it does seem to be the man to be covering window, though. So he actually is doing a great job putting a hole of it. Meanwhile, the leader on Arches at the moment, sliding again, going middle market. And he's actually has a pretty good combo there. SMG and the trench, of course. Prophet trying to take care of A. Doesn't see anything at the moment, but it looks like it's going to be a B push here. Saint gets a blank shot there on the leader between the smoke. Jesus Christ, he does pull a fake here. Trying to get the distraction going. Aslan and Fail go down right now, so the bomb slowly will be try to get planted there, but Prophet in the middle with the trench gun, and this is going to be it. Very interesting retake here, if it ever happens.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough retake, but Max is in a good position, as well as some of his teammates are just still trying to focus on BenQ. Of course, he's in a dangerous position with that shotgun. He can do so much damage, especially when it becomes to stopping the defuse. But Saint only able to get one as a quick trade coming in from Daxter. Last two remaining players, Icons and BenQ. Icons in a great position, up 11, and he tried to fake it, but not the best way. But Zuma does manage to get the last frag. It's all up to Icons with the scope, which he will get that frag. 9-7, they're going to keep their lead. Bot123 as we're going into the 17th round. And looking at the scoreboard, BenQ, he's playing really well. 15 kills for him. Pretty much everyone on the side of Bot123 pretty close together, except for Felsen not at double digits on the same. On the other side, Daxton 15, Hack Strafe and Delita both struggling 8-7 apiece. Does seem like they want to go towards B, but they are waiting for the nades. This is what the type of smarts that some players have. They're just waiting for the nades to make sure it's clear. Icons in a good position to see if they're going to push down B long, but you can see the counter smarts as they players towards B long are proning to make sure they don't get spotted by Icons position. Not a lot of players have that smarts, but Zlatan will get that kill and they're retreating. They got the bomb dropped as well. And this is the best play for them. It's too bad. They need to force to that nade, which Icons through. Oh, great positioning from BenQ as he gets that frag. On the other side of the map, 2 frags go by, but the advantage sticks with the allies. It does seem like they want to go towards A, especially since we do have Aslan who cleared the A site. Look at Max right now, he's watching the cross. He's actually getting pushed off, he's a little bit too scared. He's going to stick around. He's actually pushed Icons back as well as his opponent BenQ, but BenQ wins that duel, just leaving Daxton alone in a 1 versus 2. He doesn't manage to take down Aslan. So the bomb will finally go down. This is going to be a tough situation for Daxton to try and come back at this. He is in heaven. He does have an STG. He has no utility, and like I normally say, utility is so key when you're in a position like this, because you can then smoke off an area on the site. So you have to do this, and if you smoke off towards half 4 and long, you can get a good position. But now Dax is actually stuck because of that scope playout. The fake's coming in. He's probably Dax is actually going to push Icons, but Icons is going to win that duel as they get the 10th round. They're playing really well now, Bot123 coming into second half. They struggle a little bit as they actually got a few rounds on the start. Now they're solidifying it, getting close to that match point.
You know, something that we haven't talked about here is the economy. It does seem like they've been using it somewhat well on bench, but obviously it's just not able to capitalize on the rounds. Now it does look like you said, I was over listening to you right now. I did see the struggle a little bit, so it's very unfortunate. Meanwhile, you can see how they still pushing in aggressively towards the B side. A lot of emphasis on that that B side. You can see how they're, even though they're down, they're still playing that a little bit aggressively. Meanwhile, Zlatan, take a look at Zlatan for a second. I mean, he's ready for anything. As if anybody decides to jump, he's ready to make the call there. Prophet, obviously, again, maintaining his job, watching A. And Max just watching the middle there. So, Saint Icons, oh, excuse me, Icons barely goes down. Almost. So right now, Kai, with the defensive role that they're doing, you know, not the best guns so far, but they are holding it really nicely there. Daxton with the double kill there, but Aslan is there to retaliate. So far, it's still, even though not the best guns on the market though, but they're still doing a great job holding it.
Yeah, and I have to say they played that really well. Zuma only being able to spot Icons despite the massive amount of running Aslan was doing behind him. And that was all up to Aslan. He's the last person remaining. He does manage to pick up the scope in his troubles as well as the bomb. Doesn't seem like he wants to go towards A, but the question is, will he be able to beat the player? But he did spot him out. That's not the greatest strategies, but I think it's Max, and he's got a shotgun, but Aslan's going to win it. But no time remaining. How many times do I want to say, but I need to stop doing that. I need to stop repeating words. too many
Very
times.
good.
I need to think of new words. Like extraordinary
man.
circumstances. That's a good
We
word.
all have
but
a dictionary at home. Don't worry about it. I've been there.
all I
Trust
want
me.
to say
Eng-
is that
Eng-
B defense. I want to talk
Okay,
about that B defense for a second.
go
It
for
was interesting defense, but it was so good. As you had something like you were saying behind the half wall, hidden, and then you had Daxton close to yellow, but there's a smoke in front of him covering arch, so he was safe. And then you had one teammate at site. Sorry. Typically, you have that teammate at window, but they playing him at site. That allows more focus on Twip. They're not going to focus on Daxton or Samata. They're going to focus on the guy on site. He's going to be drawing in the fire. That's allowing Daxton to strike as well as Slatan when they do strike, which made that defense so good.
I don't know if you saw Fail right now, but Fail
Yeah.
with that incredible aim there, really nicely done, getting a headshot there. A double kill. Well, it was a headshot, excuse me, but obviously my point was really got a nice double kill all of his own, and Prophet is the last player remaining. And at this point, I understand, obviously, you want to maintain a setup, but Prophet, we haven't seen enough from Prophet in the defensive role, mostly because his job has been to guard A.
Yeah,
But so far, up until now, and still, Bot123 has been running towards B, no A push whatsoever. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I've seen Bot123 going towards A.
No, like the most focus that they've done towards A is actually toward the middle, rather than they went towards B. Their focus has been towards that B side. That's why they did that B defense at one round benchmark, because they knew it was going to be towards B. Of course, you can't focus on that all the time, because at one point you would presume Bot123 to go towards A. So if they have 3 players towards B, that's going to be a telltale sign for Bot123 to go towards A. So that's why you don't see them do it all the time, benchmark that defense.
Clearly. But right now, again, bench, and take a look at Daxton and the leader with a nice jump up there. That's gonna be very, that if played right, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully the screen is on the leader right now. If played right, this is gonna come. Oh,
yeah, I saw it. Saint was lining up a nade for that
spoke too soon.
exact spot, which is the danger of it. Players know he was going to be there. If you're there, there's a nade for it to put players off it, and that's what makes this team so good at the moment. They're nading spots, which is what I like to see.
I just love how I say, if played right, and all of a sudden, grenade just there, just slapping the hell out of these players. But right out the bomb is really planted, so this is Saint. I think everybody has played exceptional on bots, obviously, but I think Saint, out of all the players, and Prophet finally showing up here on the defensive side with a nice double kill on Aslan and BenQ. But Icon is there to stop the dream, and we're on match point here, ladies and gentlemen. This is match point for bots. But what I wanted to talk about really quick.
Yeah,
Saint has been nothing but amazing with this grenade spot, Kai. Really solid with this grenade spot.
Which is very different to how he used to be perceived as. He's perceived as a player which didn't really do much in his team, just as a fifth. So the fact that he's focusing on his nades is great to see, because then he's playing that more support role, which is quite difficult to do in Battalion. Not players did it well. One of the players which I think did it amazingly is actually Facilos, but he doesn't play anymore, sadly.
Right now,
opening things up in this round, and hopefully we can see a comeback. I would like to see a comeback. This game is yet to see the full potential of all the players.
Daxton, I mean, when you have those type of grenades like Saint Doom, would have been nice to see them on Twitch Rivals. I'm just saying. No shades there, absolutely. But either way, right now, Slatan actually gets taken down. BenQ and Saint are also down here. So with 50 seconds remaining, the bots have a little bit of trouble here. But Fail has a sniper and a smoke. Also, Icon has a smoke to work with. Fail capitalizes on the angle, taking down Max here. And all of a sudden it becomes a 3v3. Credits to Fail for creating an opening, but also kudos to Prophet to even stopping Fail. And obviously he has the sniper. Go ahead.
It's annoying me that you're calling Azuma Prophet because he put his name as that. It's Azuma. I know he does it all the time. And that's what annoys me about Azuma, but his name is Azuma.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay, so it makes you feel better so you can sleep at night.
Yeah.
Better tonight, of course. So you want me to call him Azuma? Uzuma.
Yeah.
Okay, just for you, buddy. Just for you on this one.
Well,
I got
that's his name. That's his name.
Okay. It's all good. Okay, we're all friends here. It's you know.
I know chat will go crazy if I don't do that as well.
Zlatan actually playing aggressively here though. So I want to take a look at Azuma with the Springfield and the MP40. So again, so far up until the last point, Azuma actually is playing on A, and I do feel like but gets a nice shot on fail, so that's a good stop there. So, and it looks like it's going to be somewhat of, I believe it was supposed to be an A push. I'm not sure, but Icon is retreating here. I want to take a look at who has the bomb. I believe it's BenQ. BenQ is on the market side of things here, but Daxon picks a shot on Aslan. So time is running out, and this is match point for Bot123, Kai. So, do you think it's going to be a B push?
Well, they're setting up for the B push with 45 seconds left. At this point, you have to assume that they are definitely going to go for it, or tempted to go for it. It's going to be difficult, especially since Daxon's playing such a close angle with that shotgun. He's actually going to be starting to flank them. But he's a little bit wary, as you can see. Still in that archway. BenQ's in yellow. And nades on Bot123 has been so good in this game so far. Finally,
I don't think I've ever seen that much grenade kills up until now. These grenades are on point, and that's 10 seconds remaining on the clock. 6 seconds here. BenQ is pretty much dead at this point, so he's gonna have to retreat, save those guns. Very smart play by BenQ.
Yeah, of course, the gun's being worth 5 tokens, whereas the maximum tokens you probably would get is only 4 at the end of that. So it's definitely a smart play. But now the comeback is starting to become a little bit more as a reality, as the token still hasn't been growing enough. The only person which has good enough tokens is going to be Aslan, but he's still going to stick with a shotgun. 4 shotguns, in fact, on Bot123. They're relying so heavily on his shotgun meta. Is insane. Whereas on the other side, we only see one player with a shotgun, and that's going to be Dax. And he's been the player which is playing towards yellow.
In the leader right now with card 98 on Arches, so he gets the first info there. So it looks like it's going to be an A push. Meanwhile, BenQ trading back, and I like what Zlatan did there. He knew BenQ got the frag, and he actually created a bit of a distance there to avoid getting shot. But Dax has been the hero of the round, if anything, with that nice double kill up until the end. Icons and Zlatan takes down Icons there. So the comeback, it is real here, ladies and gentlemen. 1 round away from tying it up and going OT.
Yeah, and I think that's what these players deserve. These players have both been so good. Like you've seen Spurs moments from every single player on the server. And this last round is going to decide it all. Buy on Bot123, not looking too great. It's still got shotguns, a little bit of utility, but on the other side, on the axis, they got a lot of shotguns themselves, but a lot more utility, and it's going to be who uses their utility better. But finally, we've seen Bot123 actually going towards A.
Profit still, I mean, excuse me, Azuma again guarding A, but Max, I think that is the play. That is the play there, Kai. Max double kill. That set the tone right now. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to OT. I don't care if you told me that the round is not over. We are going to OT. I said what I said. Thank you very much. And it's just a matter of a few seconds. It is 58 on the clock. Icons barely making it. Zlatan takes down Icons. BenQ is the last player alive, and but manages to get away. But Azuma is also outside waiting patiently for him. So BenQ trapped like a rat there in a corner. We're going to OT here, ladies and gentlemen. So this is going to be rather interesting. Like I said before, Kai,
Yeah.
It was somewhat of a close match when Bench was on offense, and obviously they took advantage of this. They're playing the defensive role perfectly at this point. The fact that you made it to OT, great defense.
Yeah, but now let's see them on the analyze again. Let's see if they can actually switch things up. They're going to have all the economy that they need. We are going to have a pause since that's what Bot123. Just going to mention that quickly. But now you got the utility that you want. You can have all the utility that you want. You can have whatever gun you want with 12 tokens, but you have to be careful. Those 12 tokens can be gone very, very quickly, especially if you start losing players and losing rounds. Be interesting what weapons they're going to pick as well as what utility they're going to have.
Obviously, it's somewhat equal here. I mean, both players have scope. Meanwhile, bots are going with the long range weapons. So obviously, the STG only one trench gun here. So hopefully, Bench does good if they're going to be rushing with the Thompsons. Obviously, pretty sure they're not going to go. They're not going to go to A. They're not going to go to A. Oh, it's Sane actually barely making it with a beautiful grenade. Whoever that was, I missed it, but I did see Sane getting hit pretty bad here. Smokes in the middle. And Icon's going to be that window guy for the bot squad here. The leader patiently approaching with the Springfield. Ooh, but Aslan with a nice quick shot there, doing that entry for the squad there. Aslan gets taken down, so that's one guy less to worry about. Meanwhile, Fail watching that Arches avoiding somebody going for mid there. Icons gets the info though. There's somebody on Arches. The leader slowly approaching with that Springfield. So time is running out. So I mean, we did see this before, obviously. Yeah. They on the bots on the defensive side are pretty strong. So
right now, Benchmark unable to win any of the duels presented to them, but they will start trying to get the bomb down as Bot123 are playing retake situation. That's what they did all the time last time, saving their utility for it and keeping all 5 players alive. This is going to help them so much in OT. Pretty much nearly every single player on the team got killed except for Felso with the scope.
And the thing is, they're so good at not only defending but also using their utilities on defense as well. We saw those grenades on the defensive side from bots. Those grenades came into play, really important, stopping bomb plants more than twice. I believe it was more than twice they stopped the bomb plant with a single grenade. So, I mean, like you said, they're going to take advantage of it. Well, for sure.
Yeah, but let's see if they can keep that up and if Benchmark actually changed their strategy up, because obviously what they did last time did not help them at all. They did do something smart trying to fake towards A, but Bot123 did not fall for it, especially since their defense allows them to not fall for that type of play since they don't play on site, which is very different from what we see Benchmark do. As finally they're going to start pushing in with the smokes. Falsa, anyone on stairs, does manage to get one frag and he safely gets away from the smoke, but he's pushing back in and gets another frag, another headshot. Finally, Benchmark getting a kill, but all the frags going towards the Axes right now.
I mean, at this point, you really wanted to see, you really wanted to be defense on OT. I mean, again, they had to learn by now. They are really good on the defensive side with those utilities right now, and it clearly you can see how well they're playing. Fail is the only player that went down. Zlatan is. Both of them have scopes, so this is going to be huge if they lose these scopes, and obviously they will at some point. But BanQ takes a shot on Zlatan. Right now, they lost those scopes, so you got to remember when you go to OT, you have all these. You get provided with all these tokens, but slowly but surely you will lose all those tokens, and slowly. I mean, right now, look at the economy. Look at the economy.
Yeah,
it's nothing.
The economy is not great, especially if you keep buying scopes, which was their main problem, and not getting any kills. The fact that they didn't get any kills with their scopes, they only got 1 kill that round, and that's going to cause trouble. When you look on the other side, the utility is fantastic because they hardly died. They got all the weapons that they want, and they're going to keep going that way unless you start changing things up. And now they are changing things up. They are going towards A. You can see smokes heavily towards triple. as well as back in spawn street. That's not going to book too many players out, as have a player which is Sane actually pushing, and he actually gets that frag onto Zlatan. Max with the quick trade. But look at Benky's position. So good to back up his teammate.
But Azuma gets the best of BenQ right now. So it's a 2v2. So this could go on. Oh, again, look at those grenades. This is exactly what I'm telling you. They are so good with these grenades. Daxon gets a shot on Icons, and Azuma picking up Aslan. So actually barely making it, to be honest. That grenade, I don't know how he survived that, to be honest with you. That grenade looked like it was gonna be the end for that guy, but it's a 2-1 now. Sides are going to be switched.
Would have got him. That is for sure. But they did get that one round on allies. That's going to help them coming into this second half of OT. Is now staying on the axis, which they did do a lot better. And at the end of that game, well, end of regulation time. Question is, how good will Bot123 do? They are waiting for the nades, which is very different from what we saw.
Look at what they're doing, though, Kai. Look at what they're doing for a second. Again, they're going for that aggressive defense on B.
Yeah.
I like seeing that. Obviously, it's something that you really do not expect, but meanwhile, Azuma again on A. So obviously, this is their strat, playing aggressively on B, pushing in. Saint with the trench gun approaching Yellow House, so what it seems. Obviously, they got the sound. So meanwhile, they don't expect somebody to be there. Oh, but Aslan approaching in. But Daxon gets a nice double kill of his own, retaliating back. So very good job by Bench here as they are slowly going in towards B. Actually, BenQ can pick that grenade up from the ground. So he can do some damage with it. Obviously, utilities are a big play, but BenQ gets control of Yellow, but he's barely one shot there. He has to retreat and get that regen slowly coming in. It's only a matter of BenQ and Icons, but the leader playing that aggressively there. Icons jumping in. Icons barely making it, but goes down. It is a 2-2 now, Kai. This is could we see another OT? This is
see another OT.
We could definitely see.
Really, like, I do like the strategy in which Benchmark are using, because it's helping them for the game. The nades stopping Bot123 from pushing. They know this Benchmark, so they are playing aggressive. That's able to stop them from pushing in further, because they have the shotguns, which of course the shotgun is so strong at the moment. Right now, Benchmark knows this is what they're going to counter Bot123. And this new defense is definitely going to be challenging, and it does look kind of similar to what we've seen Benchmark do.
But the right now the leader will be on top of the window with an MP40 though. I believe I want to take a look at who's also on window. Nobody is. Aslan is actually trying to get a hold of Yellow Icons as well as there. He's gonna be throwing a grenade. Icons trying to watch that between the smoke, but Max gets a shot and Fail. Fail has been having a little bit of a tough time lately on the past few rounds. So hopefully he can bounce back right now. As the clock is ticking down here, 3v4, Saint and Fail, the two players that are down for the squad. The leader gets a nice shot on BenQ, and Zlatan gets a nice frag with the Car 98 on Aslan. So Benchwarm looking really solid on this defensive round here, Kai. 30 seconds on the clock, so Icon is trapped at this point.
Yeah, he is going to be trapped, but he wants to try and get some damage done as well as trying to keep his weapon, which Zlatan will not allow him to do any damage. So match point achieved by Benchmark first, which is interesting since we saw Bot123 have such a great start in this OT. And then since then, after winning those 2 rounds, it's just been Benchmark. Now they're just 1 round away from winning this series. And what a comeback that would be.
I do. I'm not gonna argue with it. I'm not gonna argue with you on that one. I mean, if anything, it is a good comeback, yes, but definitely a struggle for Bench. I mean, you would think right now, throughout the entire time, Bot seemed like they had everything under control. But again, if they hopefully they win this round and we go to OT too. But if Bench wins this round, definitely great comeback, but with a lot of struggle, I might add. Definitely with a lot of struggle.
Well, no comebacks come without struggle. The fact that they was able to get past that struggle is what makes it such a great comeback.
You're such a talented individual.
Taking down Dax and Zlatan with a one kill for himself, and Saint actually got information that Zlatan's pretty close, and Zlatan's on 1 HP. He still managed to get that kill onto Saint. This one is Azuma. Now it's a 3 versus 2 advantages in Benchmark's favor. But look at one of the players that's still alive. That is Aslan.
And now it's a matter of, now it's all up to Phil. Again, Phil has not had the best round so far, so this is his time to shine with only 20 seconds. The leader, Azuma, the last 2 players remaining, keep that in mind. The leader has control of the window side, though. And Azuma will be heading back towards A, and they're going to be meeting each other in a few seconds, and Azuma gets the best of him. Very well played. Read like a book, if anything, ladies and gentlemen. Azuma going in big.
What a game. What a great comeback from Benchmark there. Struggling so much. Match point was achieved first by Bot123. It was 12-8. And he managed to make it into OT and then take advantage after going down 2-0 in OT. What a story. They'll continue into the next round, where it will be round 3. We have only 2 more rounds left, where we do get to see some, I think it is Derailed.
Yeah, Underworld versus Benchmark. So that's definitely going to be interesting. But either way, unfortunate for Bots123. I really thought they had that, to be honest.
Yeah.
But credits to Benchwarm for actually pulling up and showing who's the better team on Liberation. So, ladies and gentlemen, stick around, and we'll be watching the next match in a bit. We'll be right back.